Warning! This video contains violence and spoilers of Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever.
Hey everybody, it's Dallin, and my New Year's resolution is to stop watching good movies. So why not start with the worst movie ever made according to Rotten Tomatoes, Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever. Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever, released on September 20th, 2002, directed by Wick Kayosayananda, starring Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu, Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever only got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, there are loads of other movies that got 0%, but Rotten Tomatoes has said that this movie is the worst of them all. So let's jump right in and see what makes this movie so bad. We start off with seeing this girl named Vin and her son Michael going home when a big explosion happens, and this girl in a hood starts beating everyone up. But then she takes off her hood, revealing that she is Agent Sever and she kidnaps Michael. Nothing like a good kidnapping to start a movie. Then we see Jeremiah exit a bar. He used to work for the FBI, but after his wife got killed in a car bombing, he left the agency. His old boss, Julio Martin, approaches him and asks if he can investigate the Gant case. He claims that his wife is still alive, and Julio will tell him where she is if he helps take down Sever. And he takes the job. We see Sever and she has Michael locked in a cage. Then we see Robert Gant, the director of the DIA. He's the husband of Vin and the father of Michael. He executes the only survivor from when Michael was kidnapped. He kills the only person that would know anything about where his son went. Ecks joins Julio Martin and RCMP agent Harry Lee in Vancouver, where Sever is hiding out. Ecks learns that Gant stole a very dangerous weapon codenamed Softkill, a nanorobot that can cause heart attacks at will. Gant had implanted Softkill into Michael in order to smuggle it into the United States. We also learn that Sever used to work for the DIA. Ross, employee of the DIA, and his men have surrounded Sever in a shopping plaza, but she wipes out every single one of Ross's men in a gunfight. Sever shoots Martin, so Ecks chases after her, but she puts down a bomb. Sever runs away, but Ecks meets back up at her in a parking garage, but she runs away and shoots his teammate Harry Lee, but he has a bulletproof vest on. Then they meet back up on the roof and they start fighting, but Ross starts shooting at them, giving Sever a chance to escape. She goes back to her lair and learns more about Gant's weapon that he stole, and she learns more about Ecks. Ecks also learns about Sever and that she used to have a kid, but her kid was in an explosion or something. Then the cops come in and arrest him because they think he killed Julio Martin, but they had zero evidence that was pointing at him being the killer. Gant calls Sever and we learn something crazy. Gant killed her son. He keeps asking Sever to give him his son back, but she says that she wants his life for Michael's. So, once she kills Gant, he'll give him back. Ecks is in the interrogation room and he can't prove his innocence, so he gets put in jail. While being transported to jail, Sever attacks the prison bus that he's in, making Ecks escape. Ecks and Sever have a motorcycle chase, but Sever knocks down a stack of cars with a rocket launcher, causing their vehicles to flip out. Sever gives Ecks a piece of paper that says to ask Gant if he wants his wife. Vin goes to the aquarium, and so does Ecks. What a coincidence. So they meet up and we learn a bunch of crazy stuff. First of all, Vin used to be Ecks' wife, and Gant actually staged her death to make Ecks think that Vin was dead and to make Vin think Ecks was dead. He did that so he could get rid of Ecks and marry Vin. Also, her real name is Rain, and she changed her name to Vin when she married Gant. But why did Sever take Michael? Well, Gant had Sever's entire family killed, so it seems like kidnapping Michael was Sever's revenge. But wait, she also tells Ecks that Gant isn't the father, Ecks is. Wow, that was like 5 plot twists in one conversation. Ecks and Rain meet Sever and she tells him that she's actually protecting Michael. Now 6? They hop in her car and they drive to her lair and Rain finally gets to Michael. Then they get some guns to take down Gant and his team once and for all. Gant and Ross arrive with an army of DIA agents and a battle commences. Everybody is shooting at each other, bombs are going off. Sever kills Ross by snapping his neck, and Gant goes to Michael to get his soft kill back, but it's not there. Sever had it. She shoots a bullet containing the soft kill at Gant, giving him a heart attack, and killed him. Then the movie ends with Ecks staring out into the river. And that was Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever. And now that I've watched it, I can now say that this movie is trash. On that note, let's get to my rating. I'd say 1 star. Yeah, I didn't really like it. First of all, the writing, it sucks. I feel like every line of dialogue makes at least one of my brain cells die. Also, the villain, Robert Gant, well, he just earned the award for the worst villain in cinema history. There isn't even a reason he does any of the extremely evil acts that he does, besides that he's a villain. Also, the title, Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever, is fine, but I think putting the ballistic in there is extremely useless. I think that shortening it down to Ecks vs. Sever would have been better, but who am I kidding? No matter how good the title is, it would have never made up for how bad the actual movie is. So, is it the worst movie I've ever seen? Yes, and I definitely think it deserves to be called the worst movie of all time. And on top of all of that, somehow this movie got a video game adaptation on the Game Boy Advance. I only played like 7 minutes of it, and I already can tell this is better than the actual movie. I find this very odd because usually good movies get video games, so to see the worst movie of all time get a video game is very strange. Also, this game was released 6 days after the movie came out, so that should probably say something about the game's quality. Anyways, after watching a movie that bad, I should probably change my New Year's resolution. I got it! My new New Year's resolution is to not watch Ballistic Ecks versus Sever. Man, I suck at New Year's resolutions.